Hello and welcome to the Artist Toolbox. I'm your host, Shannon MacKinnon. There is a lot of talent in the Hamilton community, especially in the music department. I caught up with the band Apollo's Crown at Studio 410 to learn about their upcoming album. So guys, I want to know, what is Apollo's Crown sound?
We like to define it as modern vintage because we feel we have elements in our music which hark back to, more of like a 70s, kind of a really cool 70s feel. A little bit of Fleetwood Mac meets the Doobie Brothers. Chime in anytime. Anyone else you could think of? Yeah. But also with like the more modern, current kind of crossover feel. We're not, Lady Antebellum or Little Big Town, but because we're a three-part harmony group, a lot of our sounds kind of mesh so that it's that familiarity of a vocal group.
And all of us grew up with the influence of our parents' music too, so Boney M, ABBA, the Bee Gees, like all vocal groups. So we grew up like raised on that stuff. So
Did you guys, like growing up, always think that you would be part of a trio?
Definitely not for me. Like I was always, from a little girl, I started performing when I was 6, and it was always this big solo chase. And then Andrew and I met in 2005, and we became a duo. So we were cool doing our duo thing, and then meeting Brian, it just completely organically and naturally shifted into this beautiful trio. And for me, I've never been more certain in my life that this is what I was meant to do. Like solo career, no, it wasn't like this is what it was meant to be for me anyway.
Yeah, for me, I started with bands. I had a band back in the day called Stoked, and it was like a bar band. We'd go out and it was a lot of fun. So I was used to being in bands before, and then all of a sudden I was shot out and I was a solo artist. So being a solo artist at first was kind of weird for me. So this is actually, being in a group and collaborating is very comfortable for me. So this feels like home now.
So why Nashville?
Andrew and I were kind of at a point with our career together that we had a discussion about trying out Nashville and just going down and seeing what it's all about. And little did we know that Brian was also at a moment in his life and his career where he's going through some life changes. And the TV show Nashville was just about to, I guess, debut, and he saw a commercial for it, and light bulb went, oh, I should go to Nashville. And 5 days earlier, Andrew and I had discussed going to Nashville, and we got an email from Brian, and it said, hey, I've been doing some soul searching. Would you guys want to take a road trip to Nashville? And because he said Nashville and we'd already talked about Nashville, again, it's another one of those fate moments where we're like, I think we should go to Nashville.
And then, and then that first trip, those first 8 days, kind of changed our life.
Yeah.
There's so many things happened, and for the first year, we went back to Nashville probably 5 times, and we just built momentum, relationships, to the point where we said, okay, you know what, I think it's worth actually moving here and giving it a shot. And, it's been almost 2 years now, and haven't looked back since.
The band really actually started in Nashville because we went down as a duo and a solo artist, and we're playing each other's songs, but then we started writing together in Nashville, and that's when the magic really started to happen. And we'd be out busking and we'd play one of our songs and no one would really stop. We'd play one of his songs and people still walking by that. But then we played a song that we'd all written and people started gathering around and
tossing money into the guitar case.
Hey, what's going on here? And the more we kept writing, the more magic started to happen. In our writing, we were writing things that we'd never thought we'd be able to write, but somehow when we're writing together, it was just coming off real great. So
when is the album coming out, guys?
Well, at some point this year. Fingers crossed. But yeah, hopefully we'll be releasing a few singles, and then the album will follow a bit later this year. So stay tuned.
What is the album going to be called?
Well, should we say it?
Yeah.
The album's going to be called Providence.
Ooh, why is that?
This journey has been really unique for us, that a lot of things have had to fall into place for this to even happen. Actually, when we were both 17, Shania Twain was in Hamilton, and she was doing a show at Cops Coliseum, and I was part of the choir at Cathedral High School in Hamilton, and they invited 8 of us to sing "God Bless the Child" with her. So my mind was already blown. This is amazing, and going, and then and they also had a contest called "Show Us Your Shania," which Victoria entered and won. So we were actually on the same stage the same night at Shania Twain, where she sang with Shania and I sang with the choir. And we didn't even know this until 11 years later when we met again, and I think I mentioned it, and then we realized that we were actually sharing the same stage that night. So there's a lot of serendipity moments that have happened to make this happen, and I think with Providence, it's sort of like the all-seeing eye. There's this almost like a fourth member that's guiding us.
Divine.
So Apollo's Crown. What is next, guys?
Well, we head back to Nashville in a few days. Very, very soon, about 3 days from now, and we have some exciting things happening next week for us, which we'll keep under the radar for now, but some very exciting things, hopefully, that may open a door or two further in the career and with the album, and just doing the final finishing touches on the album. We're at just about the mastering stage, so yeah, we've just got a few little tweaks to make, and move forward.
And that's it, yeah. Like we said, at some point this year, we're going to be releasing the album, and we'll be releasing our website and social media. We've kind of kept it all under wraps until the album was done. So this is going to be an exciting year. We've had, a lot of fans and friends that have been following us and supporting us for a while. So they've been patient, and finally we're going to be able to launch something and show people what we've been up to.
A big thank you to Apollo's Crown for sitting down with me. Guys, I look forward to hearing the album. To learn more about Apollo's Crown, go to www.apolloscrown.com.
Toolbox Resource File.
Hello, my friends. Let's see what's in our toolbox today. So today's tip is for all my friends who love to write. The best place to go to learn about writing or to join classes is actually the Hamilton Public Library. There are a ton of classes going on, or a writers group where you can mix and mingle for adults and children. There's always contests going on for your children. There's Power of the Pen, there is tween writing workshops. If you want to get published though, across Canada, and you want to be taken a little more seriously, a great website to check out is the Poetry Institute of Canada. They do a yearly anthology where you can submit to it and hopefully get published. You do not get paid for your submission, but it's a great way to see yourself in print. To learn more about the Hamilton Public Library, go to www.hpl.ca, and to learn about the Poetry Institute of Canada, go to www.poetryinstitute.ca. That's all for Toolbox Resource File, but guys, don't you dare go anywhere. There is lots more coming up on the Artist Toolbox.
Toolbox People.
Welcome back to the Artist Toolbox. I'm Shannon MacKinnon. The point of Toolbox People is to highlight organizations in Hamilton that use art as a healing tool. I caught up with the Bridge Hamilton to see how they're using art to help men who were formerly incarcerated. So John, why don't you tell me about the Bridge and what the services offer?
So the Bridge is a charity organization in Hamilton that works to reduce crime and build community in the Hamilton community by offering a number of services for people who are affected by crime in different ways. The Bridge runs, its services include a family support group for people who have family incarcerated, a discharge planner for people who are incarcerated, and then a number of programs right here out of Bridge House where we work with guys who have recently been released from incarceration in the Barton Street Jail. Those services that we run here for guys who have just been released include transitional housing for people who might otherwise be homeless when they're released, several meals a week, some drop-in programs, which includes art time. We've also this summer been able to start doing some outdoors trips. We went camping each of the last 2 summers, which was awesome. We went to Valens in Hamilton and have been doing some other outdoor outings that include waterfall hikes and bike rides.
Specifically, can you tell me more about the art program and how is it helping the men?
So the art program has been running at the Bridge about every week for a couple of years now. It's been strongly supported by volunteers. We have a number of volunteers who have put their heart and soul into the project, and that has been awesome. A lot of them have also offered donations. Art supplies aren't cheap, so they've been offering us canvases and other art materials.
What is your favorite part of being a part of all this?
The most encouraging part for me of being here at the Bridge is when I get to hear those stories from guys who share about how much this made a difference in their lives. We've had guys share testimonies about how if it weren't for the Bridge, they might be back inside. They might be back inside for life. They might be dead. The Bridge has helped a lot of people who had virtually no resources.
And saved their life.
Save their life, essentially, and not just make sure they get to stay alive and have a roof over their head, but get to be a part of a community, and their house can be a bit of a home.
So Jeremy, why don't you tell me a little bit about your story and how you came to the Bridge?
Well, I was in a pretty big rut in my life at a certain point last year, and I lost a lot of things, and I kind of reverted back into the old behaviors, which evidently they lead me to jail. So I did spend about 4 months there. I ended up in Hamilton after serving that time, and I was pretty much homeless and going through different houses and stuff like that and whatnot. And I was pretty much lost and looking for something to get my goals back set in place.
And that's how the Bridge came about.
Yes, I heard about the Bridge House, which I immediately ran here pretty much, and started getting to know everybody here and the programming here, and it's been amazing with the art programming they have, and how it turns into a family.
How has the art program specifically helped you?
Well, it's definitely keeping me out of trouble. I actually look forward to the Thursdays and Fridays here to just kind of wind down. Before I actually had a place available, I'd pretty much wait here until the doors opened to get into the painting and whatnot, and it's definitely therapeutic. And again, while you're getting to know everybody here and doing the painting in general, it's a freeing feeling.
A huge thank you to the Bridge Hamilton for sitting down and chatting with me, and to Jeremy for that awesome jam session. I definitely have to brush up on my drum skills. To learn more about the Bridge Hamilton, go to hamiltonbridge.ca.
Toolbox Things.
Do you love painting and want to get a good paint for your money? I caught up with Miriam at Curries Hamilton to see what she recommends. So Miriam, we're talking about Pebeo mixed media paint. Why does that deserve to be in the Artist Toolbox?
Well, the Pebeo mixed media paint, Pebeo being the brand, the mixed media actually allows you to change the uniqueness of how you use the paint in so many ways. There are so many parts to the Pebeo mixed media. You have the vitriol, the moon, the prism. You have the crackle paste. There's so many different ways and techniques that you can use this that allow every artist to use it in their own way.
Now, what is the most common way that people use this paint?
The Pebeo vitriol paint is a stained glass paint, so some people use it on glass or wine glasses, and they use it in different ways. Some people use this with resin. You can actually color resin with this. The resin is a hard, scratch-resistant surface that once it's dry, it can take 24 to 48 hours to dry, but it allows it to dye. So with the Pebeo vitriol paint, you have opaque and you have transparent paints. So watching those colors blend and bleed together gives it a really unique look.
So Marion, could you tell me about the history of Curries?
Curries began in 1911 by Fred Curry on Yonge Street in Toronto, and we are still Canadian. We are family owned, and we have 10 locations all over St. Laurent, Ontario, but we ship all over Canada.
Now, how long has this location been open for?
This location has been here since 1987. We've expanded and we've really become a staple to the community. We've seen Hamilton grow in different ways, and it's amazing to watch.
A huge thank you to Miriam for all her great advice. To learn more about Curries, go to curries.com.
Toolbox tips.
Don't wait. I think if you have, some people know when they're born what they are going to do in their life, and some people don't have the confidence and wait later in life like me. But don't wait until it's too late. Just do it. Just do it. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. Just do it.
The business of art.
Here on the Artist Toolbox, we're all about promoting and empowering creativity and the importance of artists. However, it is wise as artists to look at the business side of things and see through the eyes of the person hiring and buying your art. Welcome to the Business of Art. Today we're sitting down with the managing editor of the Hamilton Spectator, Jim Poling. He's here to talk to us about columnists and how they can get recognized for their writing.
What I'm looking for is somebody who understands information, understands story, understands the power of storytelling, and somebody who is curious. Really, probably the number one attribute that I'm looking for is somebody who's curious. Because really, all good stories start with somebody saying, why does that happen? Or how does that work? Or what do you mean? I'm looking to find out what motivates them, what zest they have, what curiosity they have, and how they use that to tell stories. Social media is all about engagement, but it's also about finding information and how to use information. So some people confuse their personal brand with being a #1 journalist. Some journalists have a big brand and they're recognizable and people come to them for that reason. There's other people who are low-key, they're just part of society. They don't have a big social media presence, but they understand it. They have accounts, they understand Facebook algorithms, they understand how to find information on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever else is out there. So I would say more than having a social media presence, understanding social media and understanding that it's information that's here to stay and that people are using it, it is key. Be curious, be adventurous, write, and rewrite. We're not in a print world as much as we used to be, but it's a foundation. Any writing for whatever platform starts with just good basic facts and good basic communication, understanding how to tell that story. All roads lead to reporting. And what that means, before you get the information, you have to understand the reporting. You have to go down those roads and you'll find answers. So I would tell people to try storytelling in whatever platform they can and continue to do it. do it volunteer, do it for community papers, do it for small freelance. Just continue to do it. There is no better remedy than building up a portfolio of work and doing it over and over and over again.
Stay tuned, there's lots more coming up on the Artist Toolbox.
Shannon's story.
Hello and welcome to Shannon's Story. Today I want to talk about scams in the artistic industry and a personal experience that I had.
Let me at 'em, let me at 'em.
In July of 2014, I traveled with my agent to New York City to attend an acting and modeling competition called IMTA. IMTA stands for the International Model and Talent Association. It's a 4-day competition where talent from around the world will compete and show off their stuff to hopefully get signed by a top talent agent. Many Hollywood stars have started their career at IMTA, such as Ashton Kutcher, Eva Longoria, and Jessica Biel. The competition is just a small sum of $5,000, but hey, you might be on your way to achieving your dream.
Yeah, or on your way to becoming a stripper?
The competition is legit, despite its costs. However, in every industry, there is a dark side. On the last day of the competition, my agent told me that a casting director wanted to meet with me as he loved my work. I felt pretty badass.
Move over, Meryl. I'm the next overrated actress in town.
However, nothing would have prepared me for the flirtatious and sexual dialogue and touching that overtook that meeting. I went home heartbroken and broke from that competition. But hey, I know that I have a nice face and a really great rack. Scams are gonna happen and they're gonna continue to happen, and the only way to make it better is to start a conversation. Do you have a story or a scam that you've run into in your craft? Tweet me at the Art Toolbox and let me know.
Nobody messes with me.
Thank you for tuning into the Artist Toolbox. Stay creative, Hamilton.